Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Split Decisions Racing League, where tonight we're running a recruitment race for the Triple Threat Short Track Series. They are just finishing up qualifying. We'll give them just a couple of minutes here, but briefly, we will go over some information about tonight's race. Tonight we are at USA International Raceway, aka Lakeland in Lakeland, Florida, a track which no longer exists in real life. As I'm told, a warehouse stands there now, unfortunately. It's a sad downfall, but such is life. We will be running three different types of cars tonight. The Cadillac CTSV road car, which is built for endurance and has endurance tires on it. The SK mods, and the super late models. They will have one fast repair and unlimited tires. However, testing showed that while the SKs and the super late models will need tires, the Cadillac really doesn't. Like I said a moment ago, they are endurance tires, so they're made to go a long time. So far in practice tonight, we've seen that the super late models have had the advantage. The SK mods have been about 0.2 of a second behind, and the Cadillac was slowest by 0.7, but again tends to be the one that runs the longest. They are, however, all running with only 7 gallons of fuel and only one fast repair. We have some new names out there tonight. We'll go through and look at some of them, starting with Aiden Rutherford and Aiden Trevette, which will be the front row. Craig is new, and I did not get a chance. Our Vanities. Daryl Dillon, Scott Snodgrass, Thomas Albert. Looks some further back. We've got Bill Bussey, Eric Berthalter, David Gilbert, Kenneth Bolin, Fraser Ross, Zachary Cook, who we failed to mention earlier, and let's see, Corey Mitchell, Cale McClinney. Cale is interesting, young man. Charlie Hamilton, and I believe that covers just about everybody. They're just about done with qualifying now. We got about 3 minutes left in qualifying, it looks like. Excuse me. They will go 100 laps around this little under a half-mile track. As I said earlier, this track was laser scanned before it was taken down. It is now replaced by I believe we were told it's a warehouse sitting there. I apologize. Thomas' last name is Albert. I should have caught that. My apologies. And as we're seeing pan out here at the front, the yellows are the names with the yellow beside them are the super late models. The blue beside their name indicates that they're in an SK mod. And the pink is the Cadillacs. And like I said, the Cadillacs are 0.7 slower per lap on average. And that was from the fastest practice laps for both the Super Late models and for the Cadillacs. However, the Cadillacs can go a lot longer on tires, and they seem to handle the fuel just a smidge better. They probably be able to run a few extra laps. So strategy will come into play tonight. My apologies, it is 3/4 mile. I wrote down the wrong notes. This is a recruitment race for the Split Decisions Racing League, the short track series. On Friday nights on PTM Broadcasting TV on Facebook, you can watch the Split Decisions Top Division, where we race the NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series on track together at the same time. The big triple threat, as we like to call it. You'll see many of the same drivers out here tonight. Guys like Dave Gilbert, who's our fearless leader, Scott Snodgrass, who quite possibly has the biggest cheering section, including Becky Flowers, who looks like just dropped into the chat. I'm doing good, Becky. Glad to have you. Scott was definitely tearing it up in his super late model tonight. It looks like he qualified in 5th, just less than 2/10 behind first. Those super late models were really running close in practice. I think he was actually running in 3rd place at the end of practice. He had some really quick laps, and it was quite interesting to watch. The super late models and the SKs maneuver really well around each other. The Cadillacs, because they are a road-going car, they have a little bit different handling. They're not designed for specifically left. They're designed to go left and right. That makes the handling a little bit different. You can put the Cadillac more places, but you can also overcook it a little bit into the left-hand turns. Does make a bit of difference in handling. It made a reading through the chat here, Aiden. Yeah, it looks like you got 2nd place, sitting on the outside of the front row. This will be an exceptionally fun race to watch. Looks like we're starting to grid up. There we go. There is Andrew Rutherford, Aiden Trevette on the front row with him. Looks like the 29 of Daryl Dillon outside Craig. There is Scotty Too Hotty's number 16 super late model, which I know is a throwback to a real super late model driver whose name escapes me at the moment. He's told me. We've got Thomas Albert, Scott, Zachary, and looks like Corey Mitchell in the SK. Looks like we still got a few trying to get gridded up here. The 07 is Cale McClinney. Then behind him we'll have Charlie Hamilton. Looks like we're about to go green, so let's move up here towards the front. Get on the first place car and let's see if we can get a look back at the field. We'll get an overhead look for these first few laps and just see how that looks for us. It'll give us a bit more of a view and see what happens when they dive down into turn 1. Pace car still has its lights on, but they are not blinking. So headlights are on, but the pace lap lights on the top of the car are turned off. That means 1 to green. This time by, when they dip into 4, that pace car will dive off. The first restart, the leader has to take it on green. After that, the leader can take it anytime he wants between the pace car diving off and the green flag dropping. Looks like everybody's getting tightened up here. We'll see if Andrew or Aiden will get down there into turn 1, or if Craig will slip up underneath both of them. Those SKs actually are very, very quick on the corners, as we saw last week, but the super late models, especially when we tested it, and here they go, they're going green. And it looks like Andrew got a breakaway right off the bat, and the SK got a slow start. Looks like Aiden's going to drop down to the inside, followed by... who do we got there in 4th place? Oh, we've got a wreck behind them.
Like a protein shake or a bar or anything like that?
Let's work our way back through the field, take a look at some of these cars. Looks like everybody's righted themselves. Looks like the 19 got into that, along with the 32 Cadillac. So we got 2 laps out of 100 completed. Normally on Friday nights we run, the Split Decisions League runs an 85-minute race. However, the new short track series will be doing 100 laps at every track. All the tracks will be quarter mile up to 3/8 to 3/4 of a mile. Nothing over a mile. I think we discussed going to Rockingham possibly, but for the most part, we're going to be doing the really short tracks that you're used to seeing, and that you would see these type of cars, well, everything but the CTSV on. Looks like the Cook Racing 18 car is on pit road. Zachary Cook had some damage. Looks like the 34 Cadillac's pretty banged up. See if we can figure out who that is. And folks, these are about half this field is new names and new paint schemes. So 34 is Max Bryant. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage. Working our way back up through the field. That Jack Daniels Cadillac looks like it's got a little bit on the right front. Not too bad. The SKs, you'll notice most of their damage comes on those roll bars, and we're not seeing a lot. And there is Scotty Too Hotty in his Where's the Beef super late model. Sorry I said where's the beef, it's just beef. But every time I see that, the first thing I think of is an 80s commercial, so. Apparently that's a little bit telling about how old I am. Let's just not talk about that. 1 lap to green. Lights are off on the pace car. Looks like. And since it happened in the first 3 laps, they might be going single file restart from the look of it. We'll see when they come back around if that pace car ducks off. And this week, got to thank Thomas. He is here doing the race. Oh, the pace car is off. Let's see when the leader takes the... There they go. He's gone. Green flag. Aiden takes off again. Gets a big lead into 1. Got Andrew in the lead. Aiden in second. Daryl coming up third. But looked like there. Let's... Got an SK working its way up, and we're back under caution. Looks like a couple of Cadillacs have turned their lights on too, which is comical. Last week we had one driver flashing his lights for the better part of the race, which was a nice little feature. Definitely could work in your favor against your opponents. Take some quick looks around the car. There we go. Completed 7 out of 100 laps. As I was saying a moment ago, we have Thomas Myers doing race admin for us tonight. He decided to sit out as one of the league admins and help out with the race after last week at Martinsville. We thought it might be kind of handy. These are recruitment races. They are open to the general public. I believe we have one more scheduled for for this coming Saturday. You can find more information on the Split Decisions Racing League Facebook page, and you can obviously send a request through iRacing to join. We also have a new league starting up. It's pretty closed right now. It's mainly for the significant others, the family members, the children of all those that in the Split Decisions Racing League among us that do race. It gives our wives, our kids an opportunity to get out there and race and see why we enjoy it so much. And I'm proud to say that my daughter, Dusquish, will be racing the number 24. They're racing the Radical SR8s. pretty excited about that. She's been doing some practice and been featured in a couple of streams so far on this page, so go look through the field and see if anybody else has picked up any damage. That SK that was moving up. Now the SKs they struggle a bit on the straightaways, but they make up so much time in the corners that they can go in a corner behind and actually pass a super late model and then come flying out. And if they get a good enough run, they can actually hold that lead through the straightaway. But as long as they stay on the inside, they're pretty tough to beat. There's Scott. Car still clean. 54 of Thomas Albert and Henry Hull behind him. Who do we have in this Cadillac? Fraser Ross. Haven't talked about him yet today. He's a new possible recruit in the Cadillac, and he has his headlights on too. Keep an eye out to see. The CTSV has the ability to blink the lights, which is some of what we saw last week, and could be a distraction, especially on a night track like this if they're not used to road racing. Oh, the 23 looks like he's blinking a little bit. That could be a problem. One lap to green. We'll work our way back up to the front. We'll watch the... they did not complete a lap under green, it looks like, so they are going to be taking this one single file as well. Lights are off on the pace car. Definitely need to give a shout out to PTM Racing TV. Not only are they broadcasters for our Friday Night League, but they also do quite a few other leagues that quite a few members here are in. Green flag, and here we go again. Looks like Andrew didn't get quite the leap on Aiden this time, and Daryl's hanging with him as well, but Aiden gets a run coming through 1 and 2 and might actually break away. Start working our... And looks like we got a caution in turn 3. Cadillac CTSV of... I believe we looked at that one earlier, but let's see when he comes down. He's blinking his lights. Looks like he had some spoiler damage there. See if we can get a look here in a minute and figure out who that was. Looks like that SK Mod in 4th is still holding on strong. Let's see who that was. Oh, that was Craig. Craig is holding strong, and I imagine he's going to have a rough time if we get any green flag laps in at all, because Scotty Too Hottie, the hamster, is right behind him. He's worked his way past everybody he had to, and he's up there sitting pretty in 5th place, and we know from the past that Scott will be there at the front before you know it. Thank you, Becky. She runs the same number her dad does, except for, I think, one league I have to run a 48 in. As we come around, let's talk a little bit more about what we're looking at with these cars. Now, we've chose the SK Mod because there is a Whelen Mod, but the Whelen Mod weighs 100 pounds more, but 300 more horsepower. It would literally monster the other cars on the track. It would... Within laps, when we have tried it out, we figured it out that within just a few laps, it would be lapping the whole field. Looks like we got the SKs working, the tied SK working his way back on the lead lap. But the power balance is pretty even among all 3 cars. Each car has an advantage, each car has a disadvantage. The super late models have the advantage of the straightaway speed, but they lose a lot in the turns, especially to the SKs. SKs do not have the top end speed on the straightaways, but they will just obliterate them. If we get a couple green flag laps, we've got a SK sitting a couple spots back from Scott. We will get to see them getting inside or outside. They can pass the super late models in the corner through 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, they will pass. It's not even a challenge. If they get outside of you, they're going to pass you. So, and then the Cadillacs, as I said earlier, they don't excel on the straightaway. They don't excel in the corners, but they do excel when it counts longevity. They will outlast the other two cars from what we've seen so far. Like I said, this is a recruitment. The new league starts, I believe, I don't have the date in front of me. My apologies. I believe it's a week from today. It's either 2 weeks from today or a week from today. And we were using this both as recruitment and as final testing, these three cars together. We saw at Martinsville last week that they were really well balanced and could run in between each other rather well. Once they got separated out, obviously they had their differences, but when the three of them are packed in together, they run really well together there. We've tested it in other places in private testing, and they've all done really well together. Looks like the lights are out on the pace cars. They come through 3 and 4. We'll get to see if Aiden can get around
Green flag.
Andrew this time. Here they go. Looks like that SK drops low on the restart. Scott moves into 4th, immediately chomping at the bit to get to 3rd, while the 23 is chasing him down. Looks like Andrew and Aiden and Daryl are just... Looks like we've got another caution. Let's see if we can get back here and see who was involved. Looks like the 25 in a super... Oh, almost got Dave Gilbert, looked like. Let's see who that 25 car... As they come back around and pick up the... does not look like... We'll figure that out here in a moment. Let's see. The SKs, we got one SK on pit road. I'm guessing it does not look like he has damage, but he might be able to go the distance from here on fuel. Kind of hard to say. Like I said earlier, we are running 7 gallons of race fuel in these cars tonight. And those Cadillacs will run a little bit further than the super late models and the SK mods, so look through the field, just looking to see if we see any damage at all on any more of these cars. Looks like we're just having 1 and 2 offs. Once they get sorted out and straightened out and kind of get the overeager aggression out of the way, we'll get some green flag laps in. Looks like we will be going single file restart once again. One of the plans for tonight was, if we started seeing a lot of cautions, we would go to single flag restarts for the remainder of the race. That way we can actually get some green flag laps and see some good racing. Looks like the 23 got around Scott just before the caution came out. Let's work back through the field and focus in on some of the members of the split decisions group. Let's see here. We've got Scott Snodgrass in his super late model, the beef car. The 19 is Bill Bussey. Let's see, there's the 19. The Tide car, that would be Bill Bussey. Let's go find us a Star Wars Cadillac of our fearless leader, Dave Gilbert, the number 7. The Split Decisions Racing League was the brainchild of Dave Gilbert, and it came from, in all honesty, just a fun race. He decided one night after a different league race that he wanted to try and see what it would be like to have trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars on track together. So we tried it with the Legacy cars first, just to see how it would go. And we did it on a Legacy Daytona track, if memory serves. And it actually worked really well, and the cars stacked up pretty well, and especially in the draft. So then he said, well, let's test it and see how it does at some other tracks. We did. It worked well, and here we are today. Every time we get one league starting to be successful, Dave's already thinking of the next thing. Sometimes it'll make you pull your hair out, but his ideas are outstanding. So it's a great matter of pride to be part of this organization. And here we go. Andrew is going to take the lead. He got a big jump this time. Green flag. And they are already going 3 wide in the back. 3 and 4 wide. Let's fall back a little. Oh, Scott was chasing down the 23. Looks like he's going to get the inside line. Scott is moving back into 4th, but he's got the SK Mod right behind him. And you can watch how they close up in the turn. He will just fly by on the outside. And now he'll be able to hold that 23 car down going into the turns. And take that position away as well. That car might just follow Scott around the track for a little bit. It gives him a distinct advantage. That 23 car is blinking in and out a little bit. Hard to tell what's... that's Craig in the SK that's chasing Scott down. Looks like Scott's got a pretty good run on that middle line tonight. Looks like we got some green flag racing going here, folks. We'll fall back here and take a look at these Cadillacs running together, and they're all running pretty close to each other. Like I said, they aren't set up to turn left. They're running their baseline setup, so it does make things a little bit interesting. Oh, almost the 4 slid up in front of that Jack Daniels car. Almost got turned. Managed to get clear of it. Looks like they're going to line up there for a few minutes anyway. That 25 car had trouble earlier, was in the wall, and caution is out again. Oh, looks like the 23 is up in the wall. If I had to guess, he was blinking earlier. Probably just blinked into somebody. That does happen when you have a little bit of a connection problem, and then, as you know, anything can affect the internet. Let's see where Scotty Too Hotty falls. In 4th place right now. Looks like he has it pretty well locked in, too, after 30 laps. We'll probably start to see some pit stops. Let's see, the Albert 35 car has picked up the pace car as they go into 3 and 4, and let's see if we start to see some pit stops coming. Andrew and Aiden might want to pull off. They're going to need fuel. Yep, there goes Andrew. Albert, oh, last second. Just barely, almost got taken out. Scott stays out. Might be some strategy by Scott. And the Cadillacs are all staying out as well. Well, let's see. No, 3. About half the Cadillacs are staying out. Let's see if Scott drops down out of turn 4 into pit road to get some fuel and 4 fresh Goodyears. Car's perfectly clean, though. At the rate they're going, he might be able to save him some fuel, especially with a couple of Cadillacs right behind him. Kind of gives him an advantage because everybody's going to have to work around those Cadillacs. Nope, Scott's going to go ahead and go get fuel, 4 fresh Goodyears, and actually I think they might be on Hoosiers tonight, come to think of it. And we've got a blinking Cadillac coming down pit road behind Scott. Sorry, folks, water break. I'm not used to talking this much. Looks like we've got, this will be an interesting restart. We've got a Cadillac leading a super late model, leading a SK mod. Looks like Andrew pulled back out in 4th place. We've got that SK mod in 5th that was hunting him down. The pit stop length is different for these cars as well. The super late models are by far the fastest to change. The Cadillacs are right about the same amount of time, and because the Cadillacs change all 4 tires at once, but they have to be lifted up, all 4 tires changed, sat back down, so they take a little bit of time. The super late models are done, and the SK mods are done the standard way you'd see a NASCAR do. They pull in, they get right sides, they get left sides, and then they go. However, the SK mods do take a bit longer to get tires changed and get filled up. However, I would imagine if we watch closely tonight, folks, after about 60 laps, if we see any more stops, we're going to see some fuel-only stops to get to the end. Just based on the strategy, and I would expect to see Cadillacs not taking many tires tonight. I expect to see them trying to run a single set, maybe 2 sets. These super late models are going to want tires every 20-30 laps. Lights on the pace car, so we'll go green in 1 lap. Let's see if we can get a look at how they're lined up. We've got Cadillac super late model SK mod. And another super late model, Andrew back up there with Craig right behind him. Aiden, Daryl, Corey, and another SK. One lonely Cadillac at the front. This will make for an interesting restart for sure. And as the pace car ducks off into pit road, let's see when that Cadillac decides to hit the go. Oh, green flag is out, and that Cadillac's slow to take off. Even slower than the SK, but it looks like he's getting a run down into turn 1. He gets the advantage with that super late model. The number 25, Trevor, we haven't talked about him much tonight after seeing him in the wall earlier. Look at that power move on the outside. And we've got Andrew and Aiden right behind him. Oh, we've got an SK into the wall, and it looked like it caught Bill Bussey. Bill, are you okay, buddy? Let's take a look at SK mod of that STP car. Looked like he made it through okay. Bill might have taken a little bit of damage, but not seeing any major dents. No major body damage. Of course, the SK mods take most of their damage in the frame. Oh. Looks like that 31 Cadillac took another hit. And he is smoking. Hope he's still got a fast repair. Lights are flashing as he comes onto pit road. Looks like that is Max Bryant. I'm sorry, that's the number 34, Max Bryant on pit road with a blown engine. Hopefully Max has got a fast repair. Well, let's take a look up here at Trevor Burge. Earlier we saw him in the wall, and yet after pit stops, a couple of caution flags, he's worked his way all the way back to the front, and he's got that number 4 of Eric in the Cadillac behind him, along with Andrew and Aiden. So we ought to see some real power moves by these super late models. But with if they have a double file restart, that Cadillac will start on the outside. That'll definitely give that 25 car a big advantage. That Ford Mustang pace car pacing them around the track. But let's be honest, that's about as fast as that Ford Mustang can probably go. Sorry, Ford fans. Yep, Bill's looking good even after getting caught up in that. Good job, Bill. That STP, let's take a look at him. Don't see any major damage on him either. Looks like they got through pretty clean. Those SKs we have noticed are kind of tough. Tougher than you would expect. That's Craig in the STP SK mod. Got quite a few Cadillacs on pit road. There is Scott. After getting that late pit stop on the last caution. Where does that put him? Back in 10th. However, I have a feeling Daryl's about to have his hands full, and those two SKs are they're going to have a run for their money if they don't work together to keep Scott behind him. He's going to come flying by him. He was doing some real power moves on the outside, and that was with 30 lap tires. So I imagine we're going to see Scott moving up pretty quickly. While we're under caution, let me just get the comment section pulled up here. Whoops. Thomas says we are starting next week. Just to confirm. Dave is in the pits. Already used his fast repair and 8 minutes of required repairs. So, Dave, hope you're watching. Hope you get fixed. Hope you get back out and at least pick up a few spots, man. Sorry to see that. Looked like Dave got caught in the mess back there earlier. One lap to green. Oh, pace car's in. Here they come. That 25 gets a good jump down into one. That Cadillac's going to hold the bottom. Oh, no, he went up high. That 35 of Andrews looking low already with Aiden coming up behind him. Looks like these super late models are monstering those Cadillacs on the... 23 is blinking again. Are monstering these Cadillacs. And they have the advantage of knowing when the Cadillacs are braking because their brake lights do work. Oh, that 23 drifts up. The 37's coming underneath. Scott's going to use all this to his advantage. They're all racing too wide, and he's got a little bit of a clean track as he gets past that Cadillac. Let's watch this SK. Let's see if he can get around. It would not surprise me to see one go straight up the middle just like that. And the caution's back out. Let's see if we can find. Looks like the 23 blinking is causing a little bit of issues. Waiting to get word if they're going to give him an EOL for the blinking. Or if they've already done that, what else we can do to help him out till he calms down a little bit. The 25's on pit road now. That gives the lead back to Andrew and Aiden. Now they have Trevor and Al Turner in the 37. Let's go take a look at Al. As we work our way up through the field. Let's see where this puts Scott at now. Scott's back up in 5th. Looks like he monstered past a few of those cars before the caution. And there is Al sitting in 3rd place in that 37 car. The 29 of Daryl's worked his way back up there as well after he pitted at the same time that Scott did. So a little pit strategy might be paying off. And they might have enough fuel with enough caution laps to go the distance. But I promise you, after about 15-20 laps on those tires, they're going to be wishing for new rubber and they're going to be coming in if they get the chance. But it's all going to come down to these two gentlemen who seem to be the class of the field tonight, Andrew and Aiden. Probably a couple of good additions to Split Decisions Racing. Both of them are racing really clean, working their way up through the field. Just make sure we penalize them power-wise so they can't get past me. Rule number 1, in case you weren't aware, for Split Decisions Racing, rule number 1 has been, and always will be, let Doug win. And apparently these guys have not been following that rule for the last 5 or 6 weeks in the Friday nights. So we're going to have a talk with them, get the race admins to penalize them this coming Friday. This coming Friday it will be the Split Decisions Racing League All-Star Race. So I will not be in that. I'll be adminning that race. I believe our admin Thomas Myers is going to be racing, so I'll be stepping in for him. So you'll see guys like Scott and Dave and Bill, I believe, will all be in that race. Hopefully you guys will go watch that on PTM Racing TV Friday night. Got to thank PTM Racing for putting on some of these races for us, or all of our races on Friday night. And this Friday night will be our first time doing a stage race. It's a little bit different as the lights go out on the pace car, 1 to go. They're going to line up 2 wide for this restart. Looks like Andrew and Aiden will lead Al and Daryl, Scott and Craig in that SK mod on the outside. Scott's going to have his hands full there. That 23 car. And do I see a Dave Gilbert back on the track? Let's go see if that is a Star Wars car. Yep. That is a Stormtrooper on the side, ladies and gentlemen. Here they come to the green, and Andrew gets a jump again, but Aiden not letting him get the lead he got in the previous restarts. And Aiden is right up on him. And that SK just monstered by Scott, but Scott's going to blow him away down the straightaway. Let's go see if we can get a good look at these two racing. You can see Scott just closes up. The SK mod will run away from him in the corner, but coming down the straightaway, Scott is going to close that gap. The SKs and the super late models, they have a difficult time getting away from each other, but man, it is exciting to race them. We had, in testing, we had situations where we'd get the super late model be alongside of an SK coming down the straightaway, and then the SK would monster back by, and halfway down the straightaway, the super late model would be right back beside him. So Scott will take a lap or two to get his tires heated back up, and then he'll be moving back towards the front. So it looks like we got Bill back on pit road. Must have some serious damage to be back on pit road already. Scott's car still clean. Scott's been doing great at wreck avoidance tonight, that is for sure, because several have happened in front of him, a couple right beside him, and I think a couple right behind him. So we watch Daryl Dillon coming through 3 and 4, trying to close the gap on Aiden and Andrew. And it looks like Aiden is looking low, looking for a gap. Andrew's going to make a mistake at some point, and Aiden's looking on the inside. Nope, doesn't have the run yet. As they drop down into 3 and 4, Andrew's definitely getting that low line, trying to hold him back. Aiden just keeps looking and keeps looking. Will he get a run up off of 2? He's definitely got the momentum. If he can just get that little gap underneath, you definitely don't want to get down on the apron here. Oh, there he goes, looking to the inside. Will he have enough going down the front straightaway? Yes, he does. He's got it down into the turn. If he can hold him off coming up. Oh, looks like Andrew's fighting back on the outside. And this is looking real good for Daryl and Scott, who are not very far behind, and that SK mod back there. And that 37 we were talking about earlier, it's like Craig, Al. And there's Scott holding on to 6 right now. I am guessing that Scott's taking it a little bit easy. Got several cars on pit road. They are sticking around to get repairs. So they are not out of this yet. If they had disappeared, we'd know they were out of the race, but they are not. They're sitting there getting their repairs, just like Dave did. 8 minutes of repairs, but he got them done and he got back out on the track. You can do that, and you can be just as fast, especially on these short tracks, as that 4th place SK mod is closing back up on Daryl. Let's watch this battle. And watch him get down in that turn. He gets that low line and gets right up on his back bumper. I bet you he'll take the outside line coming into 1 and 2, maybe. If he can get to the outside or get to the inside of him going through one of these turns, he is definitely going to make the pass. He closes right up on his back bumper every time around. Some great driving by Craig to get up there on his back bumper and not touch him, not move him, not put the chrome bumper to. Oh, he got up underneath for a second, but looks like that super late model just has the acceleration. Now we've got the three together, Andrew, Aiden, and Dylan racing nose to tail. This will definitely play into that SK's hands. As we watch this battle for first, looks like it's going to be a three-wide battle for first. Aiden's still looking for, oh, those brake rotors are glowing red. He's getting on the brakes hard going into the turn. He's got another run up under him in 1 and 2. Andrew's fighting back on the outside, and looks like Darrell's going to move to the outside and might actually force the 57 to stay low, but no. Oh! Aiden and Andrew get together. Andrew saves it, but they opens the door. Andrew shuffled back to fourth as Aiden takes a lead, and Darrell slips into second. Craig's going to hold that outside line going through 1 and 2. Let's see how long he can hold that super late model off. Andrew's already fighting back on the inside. This 4-car race, ladies and gentlemen, is heating up. 36 laps to go. It's going to start getting fast and furious and a little vicious. Looks like Andrew might have got a little right front damage right on the right front of his nose. As Bill Bussey's out there still fighting along, turning laps. Good for you, Bill. Don't give up, my friend. You do great. And Bill will probably be dominating us all soon. He's got a new sim rig coming in and telling me about it beforehand. It's basically a oh, they're working around Cadillac. We're starting to pick up some lap traffic now. And that 37 better watch out. The Scotty Too Hotty's right back on his bumper. Let's see if Scott can get up there and get past that 37 car. He's definitely closed up from the last time we looked at him. Some great battles going on back here, and Bill Bussey right in front of this 2-car battle, so he's going to come into play a little bit here. Bill can hold whatever line he wants to in that SK, as we've mentioned several times, so we'll see what he does. Looks like Al and Scott are just nose to tail, about 2 seconds back from the leaders. Come on, Scott. Your fan club is cheering for you, man. Get up there. Bill several laps down, still fighting his way around the track. Now, one of these young men out here was, let's see if we can find who it was. There was one young man out here, didn't get his exact age, but I know he was quite young. And he was out here just showing us older gentlemen how it was done in his super late model. And Dave's still out there getting her done. Dave several laps down, running behind the 4th place car of Andrew. Oh, look at this. Scott and Al fighting up underneath the Cadillac that holds them both down. Might give Scott an advantage. Allowed him to close the rest of the gap on him. And Scott gets underneath, coming up out of 4. Come on, Scott, you can hold it with Bill coming into play up here. 37 of Al says, no, I know. Oh, the crossover move. Al goes back underneath Scott, but can't hold it. Looks like Bill's going to drop low when they come up to him. Probably be a lap or so before they actually get right up on him because he'll run away from him in the corner. And let's work our way back to the front of the pack and see how these guys are doing. Looks like Aiden is holding that lead pretty good. Craig's looking for a run on the inside. Aiden gets him down into the corner, but Craig is going to have the run coming off of turn 2. And Aiden just gets back on it too soon. Aiden slips a little bit coming off that corner, though. Craig's going to have him. And Daryl's sitting back there waiting to bite too. Oh, look at that. Craig trying to make a move to the outside coming out of 4. Looking for any way around with 24 to go. He's going to try and draft him. Oh, Aiden got loose coming off of turn 2. Aiden's dropping to the inside. He's going to pit road. Slow it up there. Looks like we've got Andrew on pit road too. And Craig is going to take off. Now, Craig may not need fuel, and he definitely does not need tires. We have found that you can run the entire 100 laps on those tires with very little give up at this track. Give me just a moment, folks, to get a quick drink and catch my breath, and we will get right back with the action. We'll follow Craig around here for a lap or two. And Craig is still leading. It looks like Scott's in the pit now too, along with Al. So everybody's going into pit road. All the positions are going to shuffle around. It's going to be a question: 2 tires, 4 tires. They will definitely be able to go the distance on fuel from here. Aiden and Andrew are back together on the track as they try and get back towards the front. And let's follow this 54 car around. See if we can find out who he is and where he is running. He was actually a late entry in practice. Didn't get a lot of time to talk to him before the race. 54, Thomas Albert. Thomas has been out there staying clean all night. Looks like he's got a little damage on the right front, but other than that, he's not really been involved in much, and he is hanging around as well. As he closes in on Bill Bussey, and it looks like Dave Gilbert up there in the Cadillac. And he's going to go to the outside of Bill, and it looks like Andrew and Aiden. Oh! Bill and Andrew get together on the front straightaway. Andrew gets away clean. Aiden right behind him. They are just trying to chase down Craig. And it looks like Andrew may have gone a lap down in that exchange. Let's watch the scoring here for a moment, folks. And I'm being told that the 23 car and the 37 both were disqualified. The 23 for blinking and the 37 I'll have to get more details on. But both cars are now out of the race. Let's see if Andrew's running in 6th. Almost a lap down, it looks like. It looks like the final pit stops are cycling through. And who is that? Scotty Too Hottie. Running in 4th right now, trying to chase down Daryl. Just check the messages from the race admins updating me. Looks like the 37 and the 23 both hit their incident limit. We did implement the incident limit again here tonight, folks. So they both hit their incident limits, ran into too much stuff, and they got disqualified. But as I said, there will be another recruitment race this coming weekend. Looks like we've got quite a few good drivers that we'll be inviting. Definitely Craig, Aiden, and Andrew. Definitely some great guys. Been running clean all night. Sometimes nose to tail and never touching. Looks like there is Craig. How big of a lead does Craig have right now? We're looking for Aiden behind him. And it looks like Aiden's at the exact opposite point on the track. So as long as he can make it another 9 laps, it looks like Craig's got this one in the bag as he comes up to lap Darrell. Darrell, the third place car, is within lapping distance of the leader. That's the advantage of those SKs not needing tires. If he needed to go in for fuel, he did not need much fuel. He got it done quick. Darrell's just hanging on to third place there. Aiden in second right now. And looks like everybody's spread out and going to cruise around for another 8 laps. Let's see if we can find anything exciting going on right. Oh, Bill is... Looks like Bill just came around that Cadillac, the number 4 car. That number 4 car is fighting back. Haven't got to see much of the Cadillac versus SK yet. Got to see it on the flatter Martinsville Speedway last week, but haven't got to see a whole lot of it tonight. Most of the Cadillacs qualified in the back, but strategy can have them running up at the very front. Trying to see which car that would be. Not seeing a number on her. There's Scott holding on to 4th. Let's see here. Four laps to go. Bill spun out on the front stretch. Caution is out. That is something that 43 car did not want to see, folks. He had 4 to go. He was going to cruise to the finish. That'll allow at least Andrew and Darrell to pull back up, or Aiden and Darrell, to pull back up to him. And that number 10, Corey, in that black car is now going to have to, in that black SK mod, is now going to have to contend with Scotty Too Hottie Snodgrass. This will definitely be an interesting restart if we don't finish under caution with 3 laps to go. It looks like that 43 car is coming to pit road. He must be completely empty on fuel to be coming to pit road this late in the race. Looks like Bill might be done for the night. It looks like he's blown up on the inside there on pit road. .43, I'm being told, is a full lap ahead of the super late models. So this is basically going to put them all back in sync, and if they get the green flag, they might get a green-white checkered here. We'll have to see, or they might just get a single lap. But the 43 should still hang on to the lead. He should only need a splash of gas. Yeah, Craig is still showing in first place. Looks like we got one car getting his lap back. Might see 1 or 2 more cars come around the pace car momentarily. Scott sitting there in 5th with Darrell in front of him at 4th. Once they sort out, they should be lined up pretty close. Darrell is going to have his hands full. We'll see if they've got anything left for each other. Here comes Scott getting his lap, getting back to the lead lap. So we're going to get to see a real shootout tonight, folks. They're getting laps back. That must mean 2 laps to go. They'll get at least 1 green flag, maybe 2 green flag laps in. Lights still on the pace car. 2 to go. Still showing Craig up in first, and looks like we're getting everybody back to the lead lap. Everybody that needed to be. Got Andrew coming back around. Looks like that Andrew's car might have been a little bit out of sync. Getting lined up, and there's our leader in the 43 STP SK mod. That is a mouthful. 43 STP SK mod. That is not something I'll say very many more times. With Aiden lined up on the outside in that blue super late model. The 35 of Andrew right behind him. We'll probably see 1 or 2 cars drop to the back as, yep, they're coming back around to get back on the lead lap as we got 1 to green. Those cars, because the leader was behind them and they were between the leader and the pace car, they'll get back on the tail end of the lead lap. That'll give these boys on the lead lap a chance to race clean, nobody getting in their way to the finish. Pace car is off, and it is on Craig now. Hold him off, buddy. 2 laps to go. It looks like they are putting the lights back on the pace car, trying to get everybody sorted out. 1 more lap and we'll go green. It is a little tricky when you have 3 different types of cars. iRacing has never had this done before. They have never had these 3 types of cars on an oval track with NASCAR style rules, but IMSA style racing. So takes a little bit of work to get everybody sorted out at times, but it is well worth it for the racing we have seen here tonight, folks. And we are going to have one heck of a shootout here for the win. We will try and stay with the leaders and catch your favorite drivers in here as well as we go to green. Waiting on Craig. He's off, but that Aiden gets a jump off the outside into turn 1. Craig coming back up on the inside. Andrew's chasing him down, but there's Scott on the outside coming in. Looks like he's moving out. Scott is running them down. Got a little tight coming through 3 and 4, but he's going to chase him down the front straightaway. 1 to go. 1 to go. Last lap, folks. Let's see what they've got. Can Craig get back around Aiden? He's got to run to the outside. Andrew's chasing him down. Andrew's going to make one last push as Aiden makes a run to the inside. Will he give him the chrome horn coming out of 4? And they bump coming to the finish line. Looks like it was Aiden for the win. No. Yep, Aiden got the win just barely. Craig finished at 2nd. Darrell 3rd. Scott's going to come home in a 4th place finish with one heck of a run there at the end. Well, let's take a look through the running order. As these guys are going around congratulating, giving high fives and bumps and everything else, and might be a little confusion on the front straightaway as to who won that. I think, oh, I see. Yep, these are the winners for their in-class. So we've got the in-class winner for the Cadillac, the super late model, and the SK mod, all getting their donuts knocked out together. Great race by all these guys. Great racing tonight, boys. And it looks like we'll have Aiden as the winner in super late model, Craig in the SK mods, and we're going to have to go back. Scotty Two Hotties 5th overall. And it looks like Eric is the winner for in the number 4 Cadillacs. Let's watch some of these. Oh, the Cadillac blew its engine trying to do a burnout, and he's not giving up yet. He's going to blow that thing completely out or blow the tires one or just total the car. Good on him. Good job, sir. If you win in class, destroy the car. That's what I always say. That car survived the race. It deserves to be a little worn out. Looks like our super late model winner, Aiden, tore it up a little bit too. We will see a lot of these guys again, even the guys that weren't at the front, but those guys in the back that were driving clean, we will see them in the short track racing series. I can guarantee you that. And I would imagine that these three winners, we'll see them as well. They did a heck of a job tonight. So for everybody at Split Decisions Racing League, the Split Decisions Short Track League, I want to thank y'all for tuning in and watching tonight. Hope your favorite racer was in victory lane, but if not, they will come back around. We will see them again this weekend. We will see them next Monday. We will see some great racing. Remember to check out Split Decisions Racing Friday night, the big league with the NASCAR cars, Xfinity, the Cup cars, Xfinity cars, and trucks Friday night on PTM Racing TV. You can check out a lot of other league races on PTM Racing TV as well. For both iRacing and NASCAR Heat, I believe. And of course, you can tune in here anytime to How to Suck at iRacing and watch me suck at iRacing, as well as broadcast some of these short track races. And you'll get to see the family series coming soon. And for everybody here, we thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks for cheering on your favorite drivers, and have a great night.